Hello and welcome to Das German Critic. Well, hey, außer mir macht's ja keiner. Today's film is special. It's certainly one of its kind, and it represents the first low point on the show. I guess the first thing you're probably asking is, how did I even hear of this movie? I mean, sure, there are a lot of bad German films out there, but this one seems to be so obscure, one would have to go out of their way to find it. Well, that's sort of true. As it so happens, I am in fact a fan of Phelan Porcius of Phaelus.com, and I remember him doing a review of the second part of this two-part series of films, and in it, he briefly remarked that the first half has never received a semi-decent English dub yet. So, what did he think of it? Yeah, you can tell that I really don't want to do this. But since I do review German and Germany-related stuff, and since I've decided to leave my dignity in a jail shower cell, I might as well do it. So, this is Der König der Tiere, nicht der Löwen, der Tiere. Lion and the King, Part 1. The first question that should be asked is, where to start with this piece of work? Well, let's start out right from the get-go, the DVD itself. For one thing, I wasn't even able to play the damn thing, let alone record it on VLC player. Also, this thing is so damn cheap, it doesn't even have a main menu or something. You just put in the DVD and boom, it just starts right up. But those are just the minor details. Want to see what this thing really looks like? Okay, we're not even 10 seconds into this thing and already it's pissing me off. Now, I don't know much about the Central African coastline, but I'm pretty fucking sure it doesn't look like the Dominican Republic. The film actually begins with a narration by Lucrezia the snake, one of the 3 animals in this movie that actually have a name outside of their species. And already I have to ask, in what vicinity do you find a bear, a lion, a squirrel, a hippo, all living together? What is this, After Earth? Also, I do want to ask you, what are you most impressed by? The horribly done voice work or the piss-poor animation?
Wir hatten aber beschlossen, dass du das Erdhörnchen in Ruhe lassen sollst. Es hat genauso ein Recht zu leben wie du.
Wo mir aber Erdhörnchen so gut schmecken.
Nichts da. Ich kann ja auch nicht jeden fressen, auf den ich Lust habe. Ab sofort lässt du es in Ruhe. Verstanden?
Ja, aber...
You know what? I'll let you decide. Right. From what I could gather, the plot is that animals find a bunch of diamonds in a mine, which prompts the lion as king of the animals to get everyone to a gathering and decide what to do with the diamonds.
So einfach ist das nicht. Überlegen wir genauer. Die Diamanten liegen in einer Mine unter der Erde. Das bedeutet, ihr müsst arbeiten, um die Diamanten herauszuholen.
Na und? Dann arbeiten wir eben mal einen Tag.
Nicht einen Tag, sondern viele Tage, Wochen, Monate lang werdet ihr arbeiten müssen.
Okay, 2 things here. First off, the diamonds aren't going to crawl out of the mine themselves. Secondly, you're frigging animals. What do animals want with diamonds? So all the animals are rather resistant to the idea of getting off their ass and actually doing something, but Lucrezia the snake has some choice words to sway them.
Wenn wir hier Diamanten abbauen und geschmückt wie die Pfingstochsen herumlaufen, dann spricht sich das sehr schnell herum. Dann dauert es nicht mehr lange, bis die Menschen kommen. Und dann ist es mit unserem Glück vorbei. Aus dir machen sie Handtaschen und Gürtel. Euch reißen sie die Stoßzähne aus. Aus dir machen sie Dosensuppen. Und euch werden sie in Käfige einsperren und in einen Zoo stecken.
Aus mir können sie aber nichts machen, oder?
Oh doch, dir schneiden sie den Schwanz ab und machen einen Rasierpinsel draus.
Sadly, none of the things mentioned here actually happen in this movie. After this, the panther wants the diamonds for himself and seeks the aid of 3 vultures on loan from the Jungle Book.
Schickt den alten König ein.
Ihr habt es geschafft. Ihr habt gesiegt. Ihr wolltet Bokassa zum König. Ihr werdet es noch zutiefst bereuen.
Bokassa? The panther's name is Bokassa? For those of you who don't know, Jean Bedel Bokassa was one of the many African dictators gaining power after the long period of decolonization, ruling over what is now the Central African Republic. But then again, the name at least fits, as after expelling the lion and his mate, who is now mother to a lion cub named Robin, the panther then forces the animals into slave labor to get the diamonds for him and... Wait, what the fuck? Let's take a look at that again. What the hell is this thing digging with? Its dick? Holy shit, it is. So, the lion and his family are expelled into the desert, and I gotta say, the cub looks pretty large for a newborn. But, thankfully, young Robin makes a lot of friends and... Okay, Disney, do something here. Yeah, there's no comparison. That's fucking Thumper right there. In fact, this is a very common theme in a lot of these cheap knockoffs, be it the vultures taken from the Jungle Book or the rip-off of Simba and Mufasa's design. This even goes so far as reusing different model templates for different characters. For example, the template for the bear in this movie was also used as a polar bear in another one of Dingo Pictures' knockoff movies. You know what the saddest thing about this movie is? This is what The Lion King, at least settings-wise, would have been if they had gone with the ideas that they originally had in mind. Originally, The Lion King was supposed to be called King of the Jungle, and be somewhat of a Kimba the White Lion reboot, as this early concept art shows. However, somewhere along the line, someone at Disney actually grew a brain cell or two and had the kindness to tell the producers that lions don't live in the jungle, but, in fact, on the African savannah. But getting back to the story, or whatever this abomination qualifies as, we get one of the stupidest scenes in this entire movie. In order to get rid of the panther, they have to bribe the vultures. And what exactly do the vultures want in exchange for their part in this?
Na gut, du sollst ein Telefon und ein Modem haben.
Dann wollen wir das aber auch.
Na schön, also 3 Computer, 3 Telefone und 3 Modems.
Excuse me, what?
Na schön, also 3 Computer, 3 Telefone und 3 Modems.
What do animals want with computers? Or phones? Or modems? You're animals. All you do is eat and sleep and fuck and shit. So the vultures get their stupid hardware that won't work without electricity and manage to get a cooking bear to poison the panther's food.
Her damit!
Wohl bekomm's.
Gift! Du hast mir Gift in mein Fressen getan!
Regungslos lag er auf der Erde.
Play that one more time.
Regungslos lag er auf der Erde.
Okay. This movie is almost worth the watch just for that scene alone. Yet, this scene is immediately cheapened by the fact that they don't even kill the panther, but merely knock him unconscious. And how do they dispose of him, you may ask? By putting him on a raft and simply letting him float downstream, possibly with a huge waterfall at the end. By order of Little Robin here, the lion is reinstated as king of the jungle, and we close on a somewhat strange and bizarre understanding of democracy.
Natürlich dürft ihr euch euren König selbst wählen. Aber es ist doch wohl klar, dass ihr meinen Sohn wählt, oder? Na klar.
Ja.
People, where do I start with this thing? How about this? It's horrendous. I mean, the animation is beyond shit, the story makes no sense, and the dubbing is as piss poor as you would imagine it would be. And I didn't even show you a half of the stupid stuff that's in this movie. For example, the snake constantly quoting from various unrelated pieces of literature for no reason, or the fact that in one scene, the lion is actually learning math. Yeah, because when you're an animal, your biggest problem is algebra. This was Dust German Critic, and let's just hope we have better luck in the next installment.